From Franklin County, Senator Stanley.
Thank you, Mr. President. Right for a point of personal privilege.
Senator has the floor.
After just hearing that from my good friend, the senior senator from Fairfax County, I also, too, get a little bit tired about the lecture, especially about what our needs in Southside and Southwest Virginia are. Many of you in the prosperous parts of Virginia wonder why would senators from Southside and Southwest be even opposed to Obamacare's expansion of Medicaid in our regions. After all, you all like to remind us that those Senate districts, whether it's mine, the senators from Grayson, or Senator Russell, would see the highest enrollments in the state under the Virginia Medicaid expansion program. Now, to the senior senator from Fairfax, I appreciate your notion of charity, government charity. But once again, as we've always said here, it is always the government that has known what's best for us in Southside and Southwest Virginia. And that more government dependency is great. But more government dependency is what has gotten our areas into the current economic conditions in the first place. I've stood on this floor, and I've educated you over and over. I've tried to tell you about how our fortunes were, how Southside and Southwest was the industrial leader of Virginia. I have lived in Southside and Southwest. I have lived in Virginia Beach. I have lived in Northern Virginia. I remind you that in 1978, your number one industry was dairy, while our number one industries were textile, tobacco, manufacturing, coal. Just 30 or 40 years ago, we were the powerhouse. We had the highest per capita income, highest graduation rates, lowest poverty rates, lowest unemployment rates. Lower than Northern Virginia, lower than Hampton Roads. Now we have the highest. You know why? Because the government said to us with NAFTA and CAFTA, look, that's bad. We want cheaper sneakers. We're gonna open up this and it'll be great for you and it'll be better for you. And there went our jobs. There went our mills. There went our textiles. Then tobacco was bad for you. We're gonna pay you a little subsidy not to grow it. Guess what? Our small farmers closed up. You see, the government, whether it be the state or at the federal level, has continued to tear down the economic foundation of our region, and over time has replaced a once vibrant economy full of hope and freedom with government dependency. Our populations are now shrinking. The dependency on opioids is through the roof. We used to have at one time, Martinsville had the cutting-edge hospital in the Commonwealth of Virginia, some 30 to 40 years ago. Now we do not. Because as our population declined, as our jobs went away, as our populations lessened, the doctors went where the jobs were and where the population was. They went elsewhere where the economy was thriving. The government has repeatedly told us that everything's going to be all right. Here's a little dependency for you. Here's a displaced worker program for you. Here's some entitlements. Here's some welfare. Here's some Medicaid. And as government dependency grew, so did poverty, despair, and addiction in our areas. As our population has dispersed, a brain drain has occurred. It used to be we'd watch our kids grow and watch their kids grow across the street. Now we have to go across the state or across the country to see them. So when you say that you in Southside and Southside, why would you not want more government dependency and charity, as you now think that we deserve and should be grateful for? We tell you that we already have it. We have too much of it. And we've had enough of it. We're a proud area. And let me tell you one thing. When you look at our Senate districts and you say, but Senator Stanley's district will have 12,500 more Medicaid recipients and beneficiaries due to expansion, let me just tell you, of the total population of my district of 201,889, 61,910 of my citizens are already on Medicaid. It's 31% of the population. You add that 12,500, it's 37% of the population. 1 out of 3. I could go on. There's over 51,000 in the senator from Grayson's. Over 51,000 in the senator from Russell's. Over 167,000 combined in 3 Senate districts alone. And in comparison, some of your districts in Northern Virginia have 6% of your population on Medicaid. We have it. We know what it's like. We have a sister or a brother or a cousin or a friend on a neighbor on it. We know that less than 50% of our doctors even take it. We don't have the specialists that you have. And if we do have a specialist, chances are they don't take it because they don't have to take Medicaid. The only people that have to take, the only thing that has to take Medicaid is a hospital. Think about it. When you add to the rolls, you're going to add to the pressure of an already stressed out medical system in the South Side and Southwest regions. Why do you not have more than 30% in your Northern Virginia districts on Medicaid already? Because you have what we are asking for, which is an economy. If you want to bring quality health care to the people of Southside and Southwest Virginia who built this Commonwealth, then work on an economic solution to bring jobs and prosperity and economic revitalization back to us. Because guess what? When you had economic prosperity and revitalization, the doctors came in. You can pay them higher salaries. When there are people working and the employment levels are low and the income levels per capita are high, because right now a family of 4 in my area, the average is $28,000 compared to the state average of $70,000. If you could get us up even to the state average through infrastructure and economic prosperity, workforce training, guess what? Doctors are going to come in. People are going to be able to afford quality health care, not Medicaid. We don't want dependency anymore. And you can put the time out all you want and breathe heavy and sigh all you want, Senior Senator from Fairfax. I will not be silenced because I'm tired of being lectured to myself. We have enough of it. We have enough government dependency. Government dependency breeds more government dependency and takes away freedom because that's its intent. And Benjamin Franklin said, a man that trades liberty for security has none and deserves neither. And we're going to refuse. And that's why nobody down in my area, I'm telling you, a great portion of my area rejects this government dependency. They want independency. We'd like quality doctors come down. We can't even get them down in our area because we can't afford them, can't pay for them. We'd love that. And you know what makes that happen? Jobs, prosperity. We had it once. We had the best doctors in the world, had the best hospitals in the world. Now you got them. Let's work on making sure everyone in the Commonwealth of Virginia has good doctors and good hospitals and good jobs. And so we don't need this dependency. We don't need this expansion that you think is a panacea. That's the solution. Not some Band-Aid on a gaping head wound like Medicaid expansion is. We need a comprehensive solution to a health care issue, and when we're at a greater level, to an economic issue. Come down and visit us, if you dare. We are looking forward to having one of your senators from Northern Virginia come visit us, and we cannot wait to demonstrate to her how great the people are, but how we're through with the government dependency that has put us in this position. We've had enough. And so when you ask me why we're not for Medicaid expansion, it is not because we don't like Barack Obama. Barack Obama was a president. It's not because we think that Medicaid was some evil institution and it's a partisan issue. It's not. We know what Medicaid is. Low quality health care. Doctors that take it, they're getting reimbursed $38 for that visit. $38. Doctors got you, turn you through just to make money on that day. Hospitals are the one making money off of it because they made a bad deal in Obamacare. Ladies and gentlemen, let's be intellectually honest. As I promise, I will finish with this, and I want to tell you, let's be intellectually honest with ourselves. See all those radio ads you're hearing about it? It's the hospitals. You know why? Because the hospitals nationwide made a deal in the ACA which said they would trade $750 billion a year, $750 billion from Medicare, not Medicaid, Medicare, care for the elderly, that which comes out of your paycheck every pay period, and they would then use that to subsidize the insurance companies. But instead, we will expand coverage of Medicaid to 100 to 138% above the poverty level, and you'll make more money. That was the deal. But on the hospital side, they didn't have a constitutional scholar like the senator from James City who might have told them the Supreme Court might overrule that part because it's a volunteer program. No state is compelled to take it. And ultimately, that's what the Supreme Court did. So the money went away, the $750 billion, but they never had the makeup. So they need, this is not a coverage gap, it's a hospital gap. They need us to use taxpayer dollars to make up for the bad deal they made with the Obama administration. That's not what we're here for. Thank you.